Good evening, everyone. So, I have gotten Sugimoto and Asirpa. Now, let's get down to introducing them. Now, I'm gonna start off with Asirpa since she's the mid one there. I'm just gonna openly admit, I'm not gonna really say anything. You guys can read most of the details, and that's about it. But what I really want to do is, just mention a few things here and there. And those things would be about how they are all, everything from down to their gear and equipment and their skills and arts, all being nerfed. When I say nerfed, I mean all being reduced. Now, what's sad about this is the fact that we do not get the complete information or the complete, how should I say? When I just say nerfed, I just mean they're completely reduced. That's it. That's all I really have to say, guys. They have their stats reduced. Not by a huge amount, mind you. Most likely 5% or 5 points. But the big difference is that they are reduced. Now, versus her true art, her actual nerfment from this one is that she, instead of being 100, it's 120, and her equipment cooldown speed is, yes, by 5 seconds, 5%, so that meaning it's supposed to be 30, not 25. I believe same thing goes for break power. I have to check over that. I'll post that in my comment section just in case. Now let's get to Sugimoto, one of my favorites by far. Now, Sugimoto versus him, his nerf went to 20%. So, that makes me a little bit sad, knowing that his attack reduction is not 60%, but rather 40%. But that is still good, because that is his art, and it makes me kind of happy that I can probably stack the debuffs. Probably. Have not tested it. Gonna try to test it. Now, one thing I did not mention this before, but on my videos, but was the fact that Sugimoto actually has one of the most handiest and overpowered true arts in game. Now, why do I say that? You could already read it right here. Throw in a person with 100%. Throw in Armu's letter bag, you got your huge nuker. I'm gonna say it again. Sugimoto has become the top damager in game versus Saitama. I'm sorry, Saitama, you got 30,000% in your damage on your single-handed art, but Sugimoto beats you by a long shot on his true art. That being that he also, by the way, guys, once he reaches level 90, he gets a passive that will resurrect him. And let's just say he's not going to be easier to kill, because once his passive activates, he gets max limit break, or max art gauge. So, good luck with that one. Now, if you guys put him in arena, he will just constantly win the battle, because, well, as I said, he instant revives himself, and he just throws his true art right at you in the face. So, good luck out there, guys. Good luck. Now, let's get down to the third unit. Now, the third unit I wasn't able to fully cover before, but now I can. Now, Toshizo. Toshizo is a little bit more interesting than what I previously thought. Now, he increased. First of all, I do love the fact that his art increases all your units break. Okay, so it increases all allies' damage during break by 50%. Now that's pretty decent, especially since he's also got his own passive, his own skill, which becomes a passive-like skill. Just like Rayan, his stacks up by 10 times, making it a max of 40%. So, each time he activates his skill, he's increasing his damage by an additional 4%. So that's pretty decent, and that's what I like about it. Now his true art. Now his true art is really interesting because it actually increases his own art gauge to 100. That's pretty insane. And on top of that, he also ignores enemy defense. What? No way. That's a little bit powerful, especially in Arena. Because if in Arena you activate his true art, he's still able to activate his regular art. Meaning there is no defense and it's just pure damage coming in. Because that's 100%. That's 100%. That's all the damage kicking in. That's you basically you're hitting your enemy team or even the bosses with pure damage. Now I gotta admit, the only people that you could worry about with this detail is really just Arena, because most bosses don't have that much defense. Though the highest probability of opponent that has the highest amount of defense is actually Sanctuary of the Princess. Sanctuary of the Princess being that she actually, maybe it is a physical damage reduction, or maybe it's, how to put it, her defense is real high. But that can't be true because she gets quite nuked easily when it comes down to critical damage, so I am not 100% certain how the mechanics work still. I would like to, if anybody actually has any information upon this, especially in Reddit, if anyone could find that detail out, I'd be really glad to post that up on the channel, or should I say, post that up on this video, and let everybody know of how she works, how her mechanics are. Like, does she reduce damage from physical and magical? Or does she have an increased, or should I say, the damage she receives from critical damage is increased by a certain percent? You know what I mean? This is about reasons why I would like to find out this information, because it would come in handy for me and for you. And I would really like to know a lot more than what I originally have to work with. Now, beyond that, I believe the next thing I would like to talk about is equipment. Now, equipment in this new event is pretty great. First of all, like I said before, everything has been nerfed. So, I don't know the true percentages of, Shinzo, no, Toshi's, wow, I'm getting the names wrong again. Let's just get down to him. Now, like I said, I don't know if they reduced any of his stats here or his damages, though I believe 100 ignores enemy's defense by 100% might be just a flat rate, meaning that's what he does. And same thing goes for his own art gauge thing. Both of them are probably flat rated. Like I said, meaning they are the same as in GP versus us. They all might be the same thing. I'm not 100% certain. I'll have to look that over. But beyond that, let's get back to equipment. And now, like I said before, everything was nerfed. And instead of us getting the true values for this beautiful weapon here, Izumi doing, I think it does have only a 10,000% physical damage, but its art gauge increase, sadly, was nerfed. Instead of it being 50, it is now 30. Now, this nerf will not last forever, guys. So I do suggest, if you guys ever get the chance, please get the equipment, because this one piece of equipment could change a whole type of battle, being that it increases, instead of, once the nerf is removed, it goes from 30 to 50. That is half the art gauge. So you're looking at your art gauge and like, huh, okay, so I want to get my art gauge all the way to max real quick. Izumi would be one of those very rare equipments that you will be throwing on your unit to increase that. Now, Izumi, like I said, increases your art gauge by 30, and its cool time, it was actually, instead of it being 45, it is 50. Yes, this is why I say nerf, because, well, nerf means everything is reduced. But instead, the cool time for it is increased. What a contradiction. But, either way, yes, instead of being 45 seconds, it's 50. Now, Ariska Type 30 rifle. Now, I have not checked the stats on the Japan version, so I will be posting it here in the comment section later on. So, it reduces enemies' defense by 30% for 10 seconds. Now, that is pretty decent. Though, as you already know, we have, Toshizo, who already reduces it by 100, making it seem like the enemy has no defense whatsoever. Maybe that's not exactly right. Maybe he doesn't reduce it by 100, complete 100%, but like I said, it is, the math has to be taken into account, and it makes it seem like 100% of the defense is completely 100% of the defense. It makes me confused, and it starts making me ask, is this really 100%, not 10%? Sorry guys, I don't really know the details of that one, but I really don't want to find out that we end up having, when we throw him in arena, we're seeing him just completely wipe the enemy team out with just his true art. Now let's get down to the last weapon. Yeah, the last weapon. Asirpa's bow. Asirpa's bow would come in handy for really just, if you guys haven't completed it, I believe floor 16 of the Dungeon of Trials. That's all I really can say towards this bow. And if not, it comes in handy as an equipment that would add poison effect to your enemies. Though I have not yet to see poison come in handy in a while, so I don't really know, I can't really suspect, and I can't say much about it. Now, for the next piece of equipment, it is defensive. Sugimoto's Army Cap. Sugimoto's Army Cap reduces damage, as you can see there. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'd rather not repeat myself. Well, repeat what is written. I would be an idiot for doing that. But openly admitted, how should I put this? Okay, so if you guys actually have, equipment that does the same thing, and I believe you guys do, if everyone has, well, I shouldn't say everyone, because some people might be re-rollers or restarting the game just to get the new equipment and new units. But beyond that, if you guys have completed Roy's event, Roy's event, you guys would have Fenrir's Gauntlets. Fenrir's Gauntlets doing about the same thing, except it only just reduces physical damage and adds a negative shield. So, mix that with Sugimoto's Army Cap, that yes, they do stack. All equipments do stack, but it depends upon a certain situation. Now, if you're... I did not mention this before, but I should have mentioned it recently. But equipment does stack. If you go on multiplayer and you use two of the same equipments, it does stack, because I've noticed this lately, but I have not actually mentioned about it. Actually, no, this is wrong. That is wrong. It does not stack. Some equipments may stack. Some. I'm not... You know what? No, let's just scratch that off. I'm not 100% certain if it does stack. I will have to test these this information, because there's no way of really testing it. Last time I played a match with, how's to put it? A bunch of Gainans. We all had, like, the same last defensive gear. I believe you guys already know it's that light shield. I forgot what it's called. But it's 3-star equipment, and it's stacked. Strangely enough, it's stacked with itself. So we're casting it and using it, and it just stacked. I'm like, what? No way. How come I can't make it stack in my other team and everything like that? But I guess it's only an online feature that works with it. But beyond that, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, that's about it. Let's see if we can get any more gear here. Yes, I have not been grinding this a lot, guys. I've only started grinding. Now, Hajikata's gun. Hajikata's gun actually might come in handy, especially for Sugimoto, since he is reliant on critical damage completely. So it increases own critical rate by 50% and critical damage by 8%. So if you mix that with Sugimoto, you're getting a lot more damage and DPS in. Now, Asirpa's bandana doesn't really interest me in the slightest. Maybe it's because of the fact that it doesn't provide anything at all. Sorry about that. Can I close that, please? Thank you. Sorry, that's a bit of a comedic moment. Auto recovery regenerates HP by 6. Maybe that's a little bit decent, but it is a 4-star gear. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. Heals all allies HP by 25 and increases freeze resistance by 30% for 7 seconds. These are just the base values. Negates damage to all allies by 400 in total for 7 seconds. Only once? Okay, I guess when it says only once, it just means activates only once after each time or each use. So that's pretty weird. And that's about it. That's all the gear that's really down to it. So I gotta say, the only thing that really would interest me the most is actually Hajikata's gun, which I would throw on to Sugimoto just to become a personal nuker and just nuke my enemy's team into oblivion, or nuke my boss into oblivion, because hey, what are you gonna do? Well, that's all there is for now, guys. I do hope this video has informed you a little bit and giving you a few hints and tips to see what you would like to have on your units and see what you could do in the future. Now, with that being said, I really do hope you guys can work hard and get what you want and enjoy the game. Bye.